Hi everyone, it's Az here from HeelvsBabyface with my fourth and final, don't worry, video of the day. Just something I wanted to touch upon because this is something which we, and I use the royal we here. When I say we, I mean myself, Nerderotic, Yellow Flash, Just Some Guy, Midnight's Edge, etc., Eric July, Geeks and Gamers. We, and there's more, have been saying this for a long time. And I guess it kind of feels good. Not in a smarmy kind of way, but in a hello, maybe, just maybe. Hollywood is, or at least an aspect of Hollywood, is waking up to what we are consistently seeing on our television screens. So let me add some context, because I might have lost a few people already, which would be great. So I'm going to take this from Bounding Into Comics and John F. Trent. Thank you, by the way, to Bounding Into Comics. They've been popping my videos in quite a few of their articles recently, so I'm very grateful for that. And they say, well, they run with this heading of Quentin Tarantino calls out the rampant ideological climate of modern Hollywood. Now, we all know that Quentin Tarantino, love him or hate him, I personally love the guy's work. I think his body of work is exceptional. I don't know what he's like in his private time. I know he likes feet. And that's probably as deep as it gets as regards to that. But in terms of being a filmmaker, I think he's absolutely exceptional. It's very rare, and I don't think I've actually found one yet, to not like a Tarantino movie. There's always something which I just really gravitate towards. And I love the kind of rawness, to be perfectly honest with you, of the way that he produces his films. It doesn't feel like he... I'm giggling because people who watch Friday Night Tights will get this. He doesn't feel like he's chained. He's unchained. He doesn't feel like he's chained in any way to the establishment. It doesn't feel like he thinks about restraint and where he should stop. He just goes for it, and that's great if you ask me. We know that he's had arguments online with I don't want to call them reporters. I don't really know what to call them. Let's just call them bloggers. That seems to be the insulting term to use nowadays. I remember one where some woman was having a go at him for the violence in his films, and he was saying, yeah, because it's so much fun. Because it's so much fun to have this extreme violence in films, which, again, great answer. He doesn't seem to compromise on his movies. There's this one here. This was taken a couple of years back for Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, where one of the reporters says, Quentin, you've put Margot Robbie, a very talented actor, in your film. She was with Leonardo in Wolf of Wall Street. I, Tonya. By the I, Tonya was about Tonya Harding, who was an absolutely horrible person, and Hollywood paraded her around like a hero, and she was paraded around with and played her part with them, and it's just like, Jesus, this is Hollywood. This really is Hollywood. They are so stupid that they parade the villains around, and they don't even realize it. Oh, but we're telling her story, so now she becomes the sympathetic hero. No, she broke somebody's legs, or leg, singular, to get a leg up in the ice skating. She's crazy. Never mind. Anyway, that's by the by. This is a person with a great deal of acting talent, and yet you haven't really given her any lines in the movie. And I wonder, I guess that was a deliberate choice on your part, and I just wanted to know why that was. Why we don't hear her actually speaking very much. And Margot, I wanted to also, you to also comment about being in the film and this part. And Tarantino just responded by saying, well, I reject your hypotheses. And quite right. There's a reason why you're a blogger and Quentin Tarantino is a very successful director. He knows what he wants. He knows what he likes. He knows what works. And invariably it does. Just because some ruddy feminist bint wants to come along and say, yes, Queen, Margot deserved the more lines because of the whammons and the vagingoos, doesn't mean that it was right for the role or right for what Quentin Tarantino wanted in his film. And again, this is rather indicative of the ideological choice that somebody would make over what we're going to go into right now. So it's a perfect lead into. So he was with Maher, and he stated, there has become this thing that's gone on, especially in the last year. I mean, I would argue it's a little bit more than last year, but it's okay. Let's just carry on. Where ideology is more important than art. Maher would interject, certainly, to the awards, which is absolutely correct. We always, I mean, this has been a long time standing thing, though. You know that some movies will get the tag Oscar bait because they've been created purely to try and win Oscars. It hasn't really been created for the viewer, for entertainment. It's been simply there to try and garner awards. Tarantino continued, yeah, it's like ideology trumps art, ideology trumps individual effort, ideology trumps good, ideology trumps entertaining. Now, this was a really good thing to hear, because even in, I think, yesterday's videos, or I think I did one yesterday, and in recent videos where I've been talking about Loki, even in the Batwoman reviews, which are more there to have a bit of fun with because the show's so terrible. But the show for Batwoman, for example, that's just purely ideologically driven. They don't care in any way, shape, or form that the character's Batwoman. They don't care that they're in Gotham. They don't care about the Wayne heritage. They don't care about the Lucius Fox and his heritage. They don't care about the heroes and the villains. That's got nothing to do with that show. Never has, never will. What it's got to do with is Batwoman is a lesbian. And now Batwoman is a black lesbian, so they're desperately hoping that will prevent them from getting criticism. It doesn't. Because a normal person will criticize absolute trash. All that the show is trying to do is... Well, I mean, this is the best way that I can describe, is to parade them around like a circus. Look, we got a this. Look, we got a that. Look, we got him to kiss. And it's embarrassing. And I think it's in really bad taste. And for all the Mickey taking that I do about the show, there is an insidious side to it, a very insidious side to it, where Caroline Dries, the showrunner, has this white savior complex. And it's really uncomfortable to see at times how she thinks she's so much better than the people she's trying to champion. I mean, and that is a show just to take the Mickey out of. We saw recently the showrunner of Loki, after the third episode, they tweeted out that it was, and quote, their goal to make Loki canonically bisexual because she was bisexual. And then she saw herself up there and she's like, oh, I'm so full of joy because I've done this. That's an ideological decision. That's not an entertainment decision. And I watched a very good video from Eric July yesterday talking about, well, first of all, Loki was never bisexual in the comics until recent times. But even in lore in mythology, he was changing into beasts and all this kind of stuff. So he wouldn't be bisexual anyway. If anything, he would be asexual. And it was a really good video from Eric July. Check out the guy's channel, subscribe to him. But regardless, what she said was an ideological thing. So it's not about you as the audience being entertained. It's now about very selfish people who are making their decisions based off ideology. Yeah, welcome to the club. This has been going on for a long time. But when somebody like Quentin Tarantino is even seeing this in Hollywood, I think, you know, hopefully more and more people are going to start to wake up to it. We talk about the pendulum swinging. And right now, the pendulum really has swung in one direction. And most of us are so desperate for it to come back. We've seen wonderful franchises in recent years. Star Wars, Doctor Who, Star Trek, absolutely annihilated. Why? Ideology. The decisions made by the showrunners have been ideologically driven. The absolute trash heap, the dumpster fire that is Star Trek Discovery is so embarrassing. You look at Doctor Who, to accommodate Jodie Whittaker's Doctor into the ethos of the Whovian lore, they decided to annihilate the whole of the Doctor's history and bring in people like Dr. Ruth, who existed before any of the Doctors did, apparently, according to them. Any of the Doctors existed that we saw back in the 60s. From William Hartnell's Doctor Who. From the fact that it's no longer a Time Lord, it's some little black baby who got dumped off somewhere, that went through multiple different reincarnations before it got to a white male. All of that is ideologically driven. It wasn't done to enhance the franchise, because it wouldn't have destroyed the franchise if that was the case. Because when you want to genuinely play with the franchise, open it up for other people, you just make little tweaks. You don't take the foundations and rip it to shreds. That's only going to alienate. No, you make little tweaks. You make little tweaks in the lore which you can probably play with, probably manipulate. And of course, Star Wars. Rey Palpatine and the mess that caused. And because of their desire to push the whammons, the strong whammons, in the Star Wars sequel trilogy, they annihilated the original trilogy's whole story, destroying Luke and Han and Leia in the process. And it didn't matter to them, because to them it was all ideological. It's nice that it's at least being discussed now openly. Even if it's just one person, one can become two. Remember Batman Begins? When Batman goes into Gordon's office? Now we're two. Two becomes three, three becomes four. So there we go. That's all I wanted to really say. It's just good that it's getting noticed. Hope you enjoyed the vid. If you did, do give it a thumbs up and also subscribe to the channel. Follow me on social media and YouTube for live streaming. Links, they're in the description box down below. And I'll be back with some more stuff very soon. You take care. Bye for now.